After an epic season and winning the 5A Idaho State Championship, we took a minute with Coach Peterson to discuss this year's season. Tell me about your opening season loss to Centennial and how it prepared you for the rest of the season.
Well, the first game against Centennial, 18 guys starting their first varsity game, 10 of which were sophomores. I kind of went into the season knowing that I was going to have to be patient, knowing that we're really not really sure if we're any good or not.
What was the most important game of the season?
Well, without a doubt, I think the Mountain View game. We again lost game 1, struggled in 2, but Mountain View was definitely known, somebody that I thoroughly respect, know they have a great team, and gosh darn it, these guys were willing to compete, and we actually kind of took it to them and dominated that game. My whole attitude after that was, why not us? I started thinking, well, we just beat Mountain View, and I know Capital's good, but why not us? And that's kind of when it hit.
In the state game, you fumbled in your opening drive. How did this impact the rest of the game?
Well, here's what we took out of that opening drive. That we can move the football. The reputation for Capital all season long was nobody had moved the football on them at all. We came out and actually did move the football in the first drive. I think our guys right there settled into, okay, we're okay. These guys aren't, the almighty that everyone else believed, and so it's like, okay, we're just settling in and playing another team that we're going to be okay against.
How are you feeling after Capital's first drive, which led to an early touchdown?
We have prepared ourselves to be in these situations throughout the season. We're prepared not to panic, but there's no doubt that Capital came out and kind of hit us in the mouth. The day before the game, I spent a lot of time talking about the human spirit. Don't dismiss it or minimize it, and we really believed we had it. So, okay, they got the first lick in, but here we go.
Were you ever scared?
I think scared's a little extreme for me. I still believe this is still a football game. There are much more important things in this world than a high school football game. This isn't going to be life or death. We're there just to compete as hard as we possibly can.
What was the turning point in the game?
The block punt was huge. That really swung the momentum to our side, and I think psychologically put Capital on their heels. They started to have doubts. They were the ones getting scared, and we were the ones that were just going to keep pushing.
With the game on the line, what made you risk it and go for the 2-point conversion?
The fake extra point to go for 2 was something that I had thought about a few days prior, so it wasn't the first time it had entered my mind. Again, I'm willing to live with losing a state championship. I'm okay if I roll the dice and I lose, oh well. And I felt like against these guys, I wanted to take the lead. I want to be aggressive. And then the biggest element in the equation is the fact that we had the best player on the field with the ball in his hands. And it's him making the decision with the ball in his hands. I like our chances. And of course, he did it correct.
The clock hit 0, but a late hit led to Capital receiving one more chance to win it all. How did you feel?
Well, there was a little bit of chaos on the field with emotions starting to boil over, and I had to run out on the field and take control of my organization. I actually had to run, and at that particular time I was physically struggling with a back issue. So getting there was kind of painful in itself. So by the time I got back and things were under control, I was sitting there kind of a little bit of some back pain, just going, oh my gosh, hope I don't fall over here.
After you won the game, who was the first person you wanted to see?
My wife. I've been married for 25 years, and it's a shared experience for the two of us.
Thank you, Coach Pete, for an excellent season.